Hello, 4th grade. This is going to be a video on how to use Scratch. And we used Scratch a little last year, and this year we're going to use it again. So, you're going to click on Sign In. I'm at scratch.mit.edu. I click Sign In. And your username is going to be 21, and your first name and your last name. Okay, so 21, your first name and your last name. You don't have to put anything else after that. Just 21, your first name and your last name. Password's PS221Q. Click Enter. Okay. Now, you may be in a 3rd grade class. That's okay. So don't worry about if you're in the wrong class, because I created these accounts last year. So that's why you're probably in a 3rd grade class. So please don't worry about it. You click Get Started. And you could do a new password here if you want, if they make you do it. Okay, and then you guys fill out when your birthday is. And whenever your birthday is, and you put your up and your country, and you click Next. Okay, click Go to Class. Okay, now you're inside. Now you're going to click Create on the top. So once you're inside, please click Create. And like I said, it's okay if you're in a different class. It's okay if you're in your 3rd grade class. This week, we're going to do a project called Shipwrecked. And we're going to make a game where you have to navigate through the ocean to get the treasure. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to delete the little cat. And we're going to search down here. We do the little cat. Go to the cat first. These are where we get our sprites. This is for the background, and this is for our sprites. Okay, so we do our Sprite Search, and we're going to search for sailboat. Now, I'm going to do this with a sailboat. You do not have to do things exactly as I do. You could change it. You could use a car. You could use a little character. I actually would prefer if you made your game different than mine. So I'll just show you how to do it this way, and then you could put your own little spin on it. So you see if it's a little big here, you can change the size. Maybe we'll make this 15, so it's not as big. Maybe make it 20. We'll make it 20. Okay. And now we have our sailboat here. Now we're going to make our background. So we go to the background here, and we're going to paint a background. Paint the background, and I use my paintbrush. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make everything blue. A nice ocean blue here, and I make a square, or you could use this, whatever you want to do. We'll even use this. We'll make this big, nice and big paintbrush so the kids can see, and I make everything nice and blue. Okay, I got my blue background here. Okay, very good. And if you want to erase, you could use your eraser over here. You could paint everything using this. You can make circles, lines, square, write in, whatever you want to do. So now I got my blue ocean. Next thing I want to do is I want to make some land. So I make a paintbrush, and I'm going to go to green, a green land. Then over here, maybe make a little land like this. Nice little land like this. Over here, I'm going to make this little land over here. Nice little ocean and land here, and I make a land over here. Okay, now I got to make my treasure. Okay, so I'm going to click on a circle, and I make the treasure like this, and I make a circle right in here for my treasure. Okay, so now we got our little boat, we got our island, and we got our treasure. So now we got to program our boat. Go to sailboat, and we go to code. We put our code over here, and now we're going to make our code. So we're going to go to events, and we'll have when clicked. Okay, so that's going to be when we click the flag, what do we want to happen? First thing we're going to do is we go to motion, and we're going to go to. Now you see the numbers over here. This is the X and the Y coordinate. The X is left and right. When the boat is over here, the X and Y numbers are over here. When the boat's over here, it changes the X and the Y, okay? So you put the boat where you want it to start, and you see it says negative 192, so that means the X is on this side, it's going to be very negative, and the Y is 156. So high Y means very up, negative Y means down, negative X is to the left, positive X is to the right. So we want him to start at negative 192 and 156. Where do I get those numbers from? I get these numbers from here. Right? So every time I move the boat, these numbers change. I want him to start at these numbers here So those are the numbers I'm going to put in here. Okay, so I'll even change it again. Negative 199, negative 199, and then 157. So notice now, even if I put the boat over here, when I click the flag, see it says one flag click. When I click the flag, the boat starts there. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, we got to control our guy. So we go to control forever. And when do we want him to move? We want him to move when we have the mouse pointer. So we have point towards mouse pointer. So this means he's going to go wherever the mouse pointer goes, and he's going to move 4 steps. Now, watch this. So now I move him, and he goes where the mouse pointer goes. You see? He goes where the mouse pointer goes, right? Next thing, we could change this. We could make this 10 if you wanted to. Make this 10, and now he's going really fast, okay? So you do whatever you want. It's your game. You could put your own spin on it. Now we have to do we have to make it a game so that he can't just go wherever we want. So you don't want him going through the land like this. That's a silly game, right? We're going to improve the game a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a conditional. And a conditional is if then. Okay? So if I said to you, if the phone rings, pick it up, you only pick up the phone if it rings. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say if sensing, touching color. If touching, and watch this, I do if touching color, I click on this, and I click on this one here, paintbrush. If touching this, the green. And I'm going to show you again because that's important. I say if, and I put this touching color block into here, right? You see how I put that in there? If, and I click this, and I go to the paint, the little paint dropper here, and I click exactly on that color. You can't pick your own color. You got to do it exactly like that. If touching this, what are you going to do? You're going to stop the game. So you're going to say, you are shipwrecked. You are shipwrecked. Okay? And what do we have to do? We have to go to control, and we have to stop all. Okay? So we have forever. The boat goes where the mouse pointer goes and he moves, and if you touch the green, it says you're shipwrecked and it stops the game. So let's take a look. I'm going right, it's going great. Then I get, oh, you're shipwrecked. You're shipwrecked. Next thing we're going to do, now we have to do, what is he going to do when he gets the gold? Okay, very similar. A conditional if-then statement, and see how exactly I do it. I don't put it in here. I got to put it underneath, right? Because this is separate. This is the conditional. If you touch the green, say you're shipwrecked, stop the game. Now we have a different condition. If, and then sensing, touching, if touching, and the same thing with the color. If touching, and we go to the little dropper here, if touching this exact green, what are you going to do? You're going to say you won, or you found the treasure. What you put what you like in there. You found the treasure. You found the treasure, and then same thing, control, you're going to stop the game. And you see how I do it? I put it right in here. Some kids get confused and they put it down here. Don't do that because it's the wrong program. It's got to be in here. You only stop the game if he's touching the green and you say shipwrecked, or if you touch the yellow, he says you found the treasure, you stop the game. So don't put the stop somewhere else. It's got to be right under the say, okay? You have to do the program exactly like this. So let's take a look. I click the flag, the game starts. I go into the green, it says you're shipwrecked. And then I go over here. Let's see if I can get to the treasure. Okay, you're done. And please save your work. When you're done, you go over here and you put, shipwreck. And then you put your name in. And then you put your name in. And then click Save Now. Okay, so please make sure you sign in. You save the game. You save the game with a name. And then you click Save Now. You also go here and do Save Now. Okay, so this is going to be our game. And please put your own spin on it. You do not have to make it look exactly like this. I would prefer if you used your own characters. Use a car instead of a boat. Use a train. Also, you could change these around, right? These numbers here, when I click the flag, you see the boat starts up there. You could try different numbers. You could have the boat start on these numbers, 63X and 84Y, whatever you want to do. This is 4. You can experiment. You can make this 1 and make it slower, or you can make this 10 and make it faster, whatever you want to do. And then you could have some sort of condition. This is a conditional here, if then, where the game stops. And you have to have two conditions, one conditional to win the game down here, and one conditional to make it a little bit more challenging where you stop the game. Okay, so this is going to be our Shipwreck project, and this is going to be our first week using Scratch.